Okay. Yeah, welcome aboard, Rob.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is the rescheduled meeting of the Cohasset Affordable Housing Trust. Today is the 26th of July, 2023. And we'll call the meeting to order by way of roll call. David Pfeiffer.
David Pfeiffer, present.
Thank you. Ted Carr.
Present.
Rob Jeffers.
Present.
Okay, Steve Gomer, aye, here, present. Meeting is called to order, and hello, Karis. Cassandra, I would you post the agenda up here, because it's actually over on my business account. I'm flipping back and forth would be quite a pain.
Do you want me to screen share it?
Yes,
Sure. Just give me 1 minute. Pull it up.
thanks.
I think I have it if you want it. There you go. Does that work?
Super.
There it is.
All right. By chance, do we have anybody dialed in who is looking for public comment?
You do not.
Okay, super. Skipping right along then. Next item. We need to vote to accept the deed to 25 Heather Drive. Anyone want to make a motion on that?
I'll move
So
it.
moved.
Okay,
David?
second. All right.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second.
I think you gotta act quick if you want to be part of this era. That's wow.
Yeah, you can't, don't snooze, buddy.
Whoa.
Is there any discussion on this item?
Karis, anything we need to, Karis, anything we need to know?
Yeah,
Straightforward.
once you take the vote, I was gonna walk you through the next steps.
right.
Okay,
But this is just accepting the deed from the treasurer so that we can get it on record.
Okay. We've got a motion and a second, no further discussion. So once again, by roll call, Ted,
Ted Carr, aye.
David Pfeiffer,
David Pfeiffer, aye.
Rob Jeffers.
Aye.
All right, Steve Gomer, aye. Motion's unanimous and carries to vote to accept the deed for 25 Heather Drive. Karis, I'll turn the floor over to you.
Yep, thank you all for that. Cassandra, I will need Cassandra to work with you all just to get a hard copy printed out. You'll need to go over to town hall to sign and have your signature notarized. I don't have to have, and obviously Cassandra, you'll need to get Linda to sign and have notarized as well. Once you have that done, let me know and I'll pick up the package and we'll get it over to the registry and get it recorded. I don't need to have everybody on the trust sign, but the deed does require a recitation of the names of the trustees. So I put you all down as signatories, but as long as you have a quorum, a majority of the board of the trust, that signed it, you'll be fine. But Cassandra, maybe you send an email out to the entire trust to let them know that it's available. And if they could sign, in the next few days or early next week, that would be terrific.
Yes, I do have a copy printed and ready to go. I would just ask that if you're going to pop in, just to give me a heads up. That way I can make sure that I'm available and not in a meeting or something like that.
Are you in on Friday, Cassandra?
This Friday?
Yep.
Yes. Mhm. Yes,
See you.
so we're here until noon.
See you in the morning.
Perfect.
I'll come at the same time with Rob. That's good.
We could meet at Seabird, it's like.
We can meet at Seabird. Would you like
That's
us to
great.
bring you a cup of coffee, Cassandra?
Sounds delightful.
Okay.
Terrific. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Karis, we have some administrative items to take care of, but a couple of items have come up. We briefly discussed this by email. That I would like to inform the committee of. I actually don't believe we need to vote or move on anything here, but can I do that? Because
Sure.
they came up within 48 hours. All right.
Yeah.
So to the trustees, we were alerted by the assessor's office that at closing on 43 Elm Street, which is the condominium unit that we bought, at closing on 43 Elm Street, Apparently, the remainder taxes on that particular property were not included in the closing documentation and therefore were not paid by the seller.
Hmm,
The amount is small. It's about $258, if I remember correctly. But given that the transaction has taken place and there's no recourse to the seller that I know of at this point, it becomes the responsibility of the trust to pay that outstanding tax payment. Anything after the purchase would not be taxed by the town, as we are, as we're the Affordable Housing Trust. So this is just settling an outstanding debt. In addition, however, there is also outstanding the monthly HOA fees, which I don't think any of us thought to schedule for payment. I believe, Cassandra, you had said you're gathering the information, or someone is going to gather the information as to who the payable party is and set them up for monthly payment. It's 300, if I remember correctly from the email, it's about $350 a month. So
Yes.
it's, look, this is an obligation that we have until we dispose of the unit, sell the unit. So just be aware of it. I don't believe it requires a vote simply because we own it and it becomes a responsibility. It's really
Okay.
much more that everybody in the trust is informed of this. Okay,
Sounds
fair
good.
enough. All right, so Cassandra, would you, beyond just finding the information on the HOA and who we have to be payable to, obviously arranging that through, I would imagine, through the finance director's office. Likewise, let's do the same with the outstanding tax liability before it starts accruing interest.
Yes, I can do that. So I will reach out to them to determine the best way to kind of transfer the money over to the treasurer's office.
Great. And on to the administrative items, but since you've taken down the screen share, I can't remember exactly what they are.
I'm back, don't worry.
I think you
Minutes.
just had approval of minutes.
Meeting date and minutes. I'm gonna to pop out.
Okay,
Thank you
Karis,
all very much. Cassandra, I will be in touch.
thank you very
Karis.
much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Karis.
All right.
Hey, Steve,
yes.
do we have to vote the payment in the HOE, or we're good?
No,
Okay,
that was the
great.
whole point, is that Karis was concerned that we were doing that because, and it wasn't on the agenda, and it occurred to me that it's not something we need to vote because we own the property and we're responsible.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Approval of minutes for March 8th, April 12th, meeting on 5/10 and the meeting on 6/21. Is there a motion?
I'll move all the minutes.
All right. Second.
I'll second.
Thanks, David. All right, one more time by roll. I'll start at the top this time, at least on my visuals that I have. Rob Jeffers.
I think I have to abstain, right? Because I wasn't here.
Yeah,
Actually, then we can't vote the minutes. We don't have a quorum to vote them.
Well, do you have does the abstain count as a vote?
it does.
It does.
It does?
Yeah,
I thought so.
All right,
it would
Ted,
be,
I'm counting on you on this one.
yep.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. An abstention. And David Pfeiffer,
David Pfeiffer, yes.
Ted Carr,
Yes,
and Steve Garmer, yes. So three votes for yes, one abstention. The minutes pass.
Can
We
can I
have-
mention, when you get a second before we hang up, but can I add one thing on topics not anticipated?
Yes,
Okay. You ready? Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to recommend for a future agenda that we discuss two items. One is there is a property on North Main Street listed as 0 North Main Street. It's currently working its way through Cohasset. It's a multiple use development. It's a sort of a bigger project. We might want to just discuss that. I don't know if it'll go forward, but we want to make sure we are in touch with whoever that might be about housing affordability.
Yeah, Cassandra, for the August 9th meeting, can you give us a briefing on that? That project?
At the August 9th meeting,
Yeah.
I certainly can. If you'd like, I could give you a very brief update right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, no, that'd be
That'd
great.
be great.
Essentially, the brief update is that any of the planning boards, the zoning boards, conservation commission, they've received no such applications for that project. I've
Oh.
looked into the zoning for those properties. Presently, I don't think that they have the zoning for that type of project there. And there's some other logistics as well. So while it is conceptual, it's not on the town's end, it's not presently moving
Mhm.
forward.
Okay, so it hasn't officially been presented to the board, planning board. Okay.
Are you
That's
saying
helpful.
stuff on the internet isn't always true? Oh.
I'm
So I
shocked.
could certainly
Shattered
update
my
the board.
world.
I could certainly update everybody that isn't here at the August meeting as well. But
That would be great. I mean, we have openly talked about Cohasset 143 and how information
Yeah.
gets spread. Someone used the ability to anonymously post to share the mailing they received from a realtor or developer of some sort, and I think there's like a Facebook group to oppose the project, and people are worked up. But I think it's important to talk about, and this is where I think this is where, again, to some of the communications work we've been slowly working on. I've been slowly working on getting better in front of right. We had the moderator of that forum, who was a former select board member, didn't even know whether or not we were in safe harbor for 40B. So there was, is it 40B? Is it the MBTA housing? Does the MBTA housing law allow you to go around rules like 40B does? Like, things are just flying wild.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So-
What was the second item, Ted?
Oh, so the second item is, and we could probably use a little reconnaissance, Cassandra, on this one. There has long been a property on the road going up to the sports facility, which is a MassDOT property. It's behind the medical building and before you get up to the soccer thing. Here's what I've heard, and I don't know if it's accurate, but the state finally listed that as surplus property. That property may have some environmental impact issues up there, but it's a big parcel. And I heard informally that the town may have been approached and may have passed on that property. But I don't know if that's true or not. But here's a thought. If they did pass and it is surplus, we should discuss on whether or not the trust might think about doing something with that, because it is within the transit zone. We could maybe, in theory, see if that can be marketed to a developer with housing affordability. But it's just something we should discuss. So the two big things to find out are, and I can actually try to figure out the state part. And the other one is, did the town get approached and did they pass on that? I think they were concerned about the environmental condition of the property.
I favor putting it on the agenda for discussion. Cassandra, you might know or be able to find out an awful lot more about whether or not the town has expressed interest or a lack of interest in the property. I'd be shocked if Chris Senior passed on that as a point of interest, because it's long been viewed from the town perspective as a great potential locale for public safety. So, look, I mean, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't pursue it. Even if the town has no knowledge of it, I think it's worthwhile to have at least two entities of the town expressing interest in it.
yeah, I can definitely do some research and look into that and kind of determine where it stands.
Okay. And separately, I have one other item just as a matter of discussion and I'll alert you to the conversation that will take place. There is sincere conversation taking place apparently at the moment about a property. The town may be interested in buying a piece of property. And I'll be briefed more on it. That's the best I can tell you, but it would have an affordable housing component within that. All right, so that would be Cassandra, that'll be an executive session item. But it's actually, from my perspective and from what little I've heard of it so far, and it truly is very little, it could be very exciting. So there you go. And with that, I will-
Nice tease to get us to come to the meeting. I like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, listen, spread the word too. So if you would, I think that's the last item unless anybody else has anything to offer. All right, thank you. Thank you for taking some time out of the afternoon to do this. Big step to get that deed moved forward. And Cassandra, did you say that you think you'll have it this week?
Have
The deed,
what this week? Oh, yes, it's already printed.
it's printed, so it's ready for signature?
Mhm.
You're gonna be there? What time are you leaving tonight?
4:30.
I'll be down in 20 minutes.
Sounds great.
Okay,
And Rob and
Thank you,
I will
guys.
be there Friday morning.
Friday morning with coffee. How do you take your coffee, Cassandra?
You don't have to give me coffee. That's fine.
Does,
I will be by Cassandra. I'll shoot you a note, but I think I can swing by tomorrow morning.
Sure,
Does-
that's fine.
does Montana want coffee? Because we'll bring her coffee too.
Montana will be on vacation, so she will not be
Oh.
here.
Do you
Oh,
like donuts? Because it is Donut Friday at Seabird. So we're just gonna bring stuff and you can like it or not like it. You know,
you guys are killing me.
Okay.
Stop it. Stop it. I gotta work on Fridays. Knock it off.
Okay,
All right. I gotta drop, guys.
We work
I
home
move
on
I move we adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
second.
motion and a second, roll call. Ted Carr,
Aye.
David Pfeiffer,
Aye.
Robert Jeffers,
Aye.
Steve Gomer, aye. Hey, thank you all very much. Cassandra, thank you. Got it.
Thank
I'll
you,
see in
Cassandra.
20 minutes.
All right,
Okay.
I'll see you then.
Bye-bye.